Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be diving into my numbers for week 1 for the month of April. So let's jump right on into it. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another video. My name is Janelle. I'm a wife and a mother of one, and on here I do all things cashless budgeting. So we're actually gonna go back to March because March 28th started our, now I'm in February. March 28th started our new pay period or a new period. So I'm actually going to go in here and write down the things that I spent in here because it wasn't actually in April. So let's go through these and see what's been going on. So first we're going to start off with groceries. Now I do just want to mention one thing about groceries. I do need to get out and get back into the store because y'all, whenever I start to order online, it gets out of hand. And y'all are about to see it right now. Like, it really gets out of hand. So on the 28th, I did an HEB pickup. I spent $185.01, and this was just like my bulk shopping. Then I also did a Walmart delivery, and I spent $65.87. But then also that same day I realized like I missed something. So then I had another Walmart delivery, and in that delivery part of it was groceries, and it was $13.87. And then on the 30th, I had another Walmart, and I spent $5.74. So this is what happens when I get to ordering stuff online, because I'm like, oh, it's just going to get charged to the card. Like, I'll be okay. I'll reconcile later. I just don't feel like I'm there yet with the credit card in this moment. However, we are pivoting because y'all, it really is getting wild in the economy, and this is not the time for me to be overspending and not being intentional with my money. But when it just comes to groceries though, it just, I can't even put it on the 30th over here. So I'm gonna just put it over here just so that we have that charge. Okay, so that is what we spent for groceries. And I mean, I also know why I spent a little extra. It's just because my eating has just been off. And so like not everything tastes good anymore or sounds good anymore. So like I'm always like, oh my gosh, let me get this instead because this sounds better or something, but still got to do better. Next is going to be household. Y'all, I don't remember what I got at Walmart that I spent $27.69. I just really can't remember. And then on the 30th, I bought some more stuff for $17.80. Like, as I'm doing this video, I'm really just trying to figure it out, but I cannot. That was the 28th and the 30th. I really cannot figure it out. Oh, y'all, big girl is awake. Did you have a good nap, big girl? Yeah, you ready to snack on something? Yeah, all right. So y'all, let me get baby girl settled real quick, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I am back. So I did try to go and do a little bit of research before I got back on here to figure out what it was that I bought. And so I remember now, I had picked up some, I want to say out of one of these, I picked up some trash bags because we were all out of trash bags, and that was what initiated me doing the Walmart delivery to begin with. And then I also needed another mouthwash, so I picked that up too. And then I did another delivery because I needed another, like, one of those huge quart containers because I need to declutter baby girl's room and take out all of her like 3T clothes and winter clothes because we're going into the summer. So I needed that as well too. And so I'm preserving the clothes for right now. So that is what had happened there for that. And then I don't know what I did with these two stuff, but that is where we are. So, we didn't do anything out of spending. We didn't do anything out of eating out. For baby girl, I have bought her some wipes because she did not need any diapers. She has been doing so well with just using the restroom. And so the only time we really have to use diapers now is just at nighttime. Sometimes it's a hit or miss. Sometimes she doesn't go to the bathroom at all, and then sometimes she does. And I do see that normally happens whenever she is drinking a lot right before bed, so we just have to be mindful of that. But that was all of our spending for our household. So literally everything was just groceries and household spending. Now to my personal spending. If you are new, I just share my personal spending with you, but that money does not come out of the household account. It comes out of my personal account. And I'm gonna just drink some water, y'all. Okay, so for beauty, I don't think I spent anything. I don't need to get my nails done. Didn't get my hair done this past week. Yeah, didn't do, because I did my hair on the 21st. So yeah, no hair done or anything like that. So nothing out of beauty. I did get gas. We know how that goes. And gas, I just did one. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I ran my gas out till the last drop. Thank goodness my job is literally right next door to a gas station. So I filled up on Friday. But yeah, and it was nice. It was $38.56. And that lasts me for the week. And then food, y'all. This will be the last thing because I didn't do anything in entertainment. We can actually move over to April because these things happened on April. But I got McDonald's twice this week. And I spent $5.17 on the first and then $7.65 on the third. And these were cash, so didn't worry too much about it. And then we said this day as well. So that is where we are for that. So that was our spending, y'all. I didn't really do a lot of spending. I just spent one day spending all the money. Oh, goodness. Okay, so that was all of our spending for the first week in April. Now we're actually going to go over to our weekly check-in and let's talk about the numbers, okay? Because I did not fill this in. So I am going to get a different pen just for this part. So we're going to use this green pen. So for our budget for groceries, our budget was $500 for the month. For household, it was $166.16. For spending, it was $94.75. For eating out, it was $21.95. For baby girl, it was $37.27. And then for personal, we were at $547.62. Okay, so that is where everything is starting off for the month. And now we're going to go through what we actually spent. I have my spreadsheet here, so it just makes it a little bit easier for us. So I spent this week $270.49 on groceries. And you know what? That's actually not bad because I want to say if we just go back, let's just take a trip down memory lane Groceries, $302 for the first week in January. In February, let's see, in February, we spent $568 in the first month. I don't even know what I was thinking. And then for March, we spent $285. So my $270 is actually the cheapest I've spent all year. So it's not as terrible as it looks. And that leaves us with $229.51. Next is going to be household, and we spent $45.49. And that leaves us at $120.67. Spending, we did not spend anything, so that leaves us with $94.75. Same thing with eating out, so we're at $21.95. And then for baby girl, we spent that $14.27, so that leaves us with the even $23. And then for my personal, I ended up spending $51.38 this week. And that leaves me with $496.24. Now we are going to calculate how much money we spent out of household this week. So we're at $270.49. Y'all don't mind this. My daughter thinks that it's okay while I'm not looking to take the highlighter and color everywhere. $270.49 plus $45.49 plus $14.27 equals, we spent $330.25 this week for spending. So that is what week 1 looks like, and we're going to move into week 2. I don't foresee us spending quite a whole lot in the month of April. Just like I said in my monthly budget and my plan with me, April's kind of just like a really chill month. So we'll see what happens there. We're going to quickly go over here. And as I filled this out, I realized I kind of messed up how I wanted it to look. So I'll need to adjust it for paycheck 2, or maybe I will fix it here with y'all now. I think that's what I'll do. So let's fix this here, because I don't know what I was over there just writing, getting away from myself and all of the things. Okay. So the way it works is for my paycheck, like kind of just budget, I'm just doing like a roundabout of like all of the things. So I look at my, is it here? I look at all of the things that would be due during the week, this past week. So we have our ADT that's budgeted at $60.50, plus our mortgage at $1925.11, plus daycare, which is $10.53, plus gas I budgeted at $75, and then our utilities that I budgeted at $120 equals, okay, yeah, because that is on Thursday. So, and I was already wrong too when I was filling it out. So look at that. So we'll have housing here. And this is what I am budgeting. And then we'll talk about what I actually spent. Housing was at $3,233.61. Then we'll have our spending accounts. And then we'll also have our sinking funds and savings accounts. Or just, it should have been S. But for spending, I already know we should have been putting 8/2013 here. And then for sinking funds and savings, I do like to do that at the beginning of the month. 233 plus 42 equals 275. So 275. So if we add that all up, so 275 plus 820, 13 plus 32, 33.61 equals, geez Louise, 4328.74. I feel like that's like all my bills. Okay, so I projected that this week, which this is not actually correct because I'm counting the 4th on here. But now we're going to talk about it. Now we're going to talk about it, y'all. This is why it's so important to have so many different versions of your budget. Okay? So I originally put that we were supposed to get 2050, and other was our rollover from our spending accounts for 613, which would have brought us to 211013. As you guys know, or if you don't know, I am a month ahead on all of my bills. So any money that's coming in is going for the following month because there's already enough money in the account to cover the current bills. Now, let me use my red marker or my red pen because actually we did not receive any money this paycheck because it ended on April the 3rd. However, we did have this rollover 6013. So that was the actual income that came in. Now for housing, based on what was actually paid, I'm going to show y'all here. We paid, honestly, just our gas. That was it. So that was 117.33. 117.33 out of everything that I had budgeted to pay for this month. Daycare automatically comes out, so I don't have control of when they take that out. And then I didn't pay my mortgage until after the 3rd. And then our spending accounts did come out at 820.13. And then I did not stuff for this first week our sinking funds and savings. So when we add everything up, plus 820.13, we only spent $937.46. Okay, so that is going to be negative 4328.74. So 3391.28. Yeah, y'all. That is really all that got paid this week. And now that I think about it, I need to go check my Discover card because I don't even remember seeing ADT take out their money. So what did I say? 33. So we'll jot that down here, and I know for sure that was paid for. I do just want to talk about this really quickly, y'all. We were supposed to have a garage sale on the 5th. However, we are going to be having terrible weather, both the 5th and the 6th. So they actually moved it to the 12th, which actually gives me some time to figure out what or where I'm going to get some extra money. However, now that I'm talking about it, I know I have some cash from a lotto ticket. I have made we had got $100. So I'll probably use that for this garage sale. And I'm actually happy because I'll tell y'all, but I'm kind of glad that they moved it to the 12th. Okay, so that is where we are for paycheck 1. But how about we go over to paycheck 2 and kind of budget out what we are expecting to do for paycheck 2. So we're going to be budgeting our income, and for sure we should be budgeting 2050 because this will be the 4th through the 10th, the 4th through the 10th. And then I'm not budgeting that we should have any other income. So we are budgeting 2050 just for income. But then we'll have our expenses. So we'll have housing. Okay. And we'll need to include all of the housing stuff we did not pay for the previous week. So we have 3391.28, 3391.28 plus what is we had water here, and oh goodness, y'all. Okay, this is what will be owed. I included the water in this week's check, and it shouldn't have been included. So, yeah. So this is what we'll be budgeting for housing. So we'll put $3,391.28. We'll need to stuff our sinking funds and savings for $275. And we don't have any debt that's due because that was moved around. Yeah, so I think that's going to be it. So we'll have that plus 275. So we are looking at $3,666.28 to pay out for paycheck number 2. So we'll be able to see what happens in week 2. And then, y'all, that was it. Y'all got to see my transaction log really quickly. And I just love writing things down along with my spreadsheet, because I feel like sometimes my spreadsheet just does not give me the feeling of writing things down and seeing exactly where everything is. So that is just why I have a paper and pen budget plus my spreadsheet. So yeah, y'all, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.